Hi, everybody. It's Mark Mandelbaum here again with Lanterra, and I am really proud to bring you another episode of Lanterra Live. Today, I have a very special guest, a good friend, a partner, a colleague, somebody who I respect incredibly much in the industry, Natasha Koifman.
I am so excited to be here. I love you. I'm so excited to have this chat. Yay.
So, Natasha, you're one of the top public relations personalities and experts in the city, and I don't know. Hopefully I may say this, but when we crossed paths originally, your forte really was branding and fashion, and it still is to a large extent, there's no doubt about it. But to a large extent, I don't know if we were the only ones or the first ones to introduce you to the world of real estate. And now you have successfully, we're proud of you, have achieved a very strong presence in that industry. And hopefully we'll have a chat about that over this podcast.
I mean, I'd love to chat about that because I often get asked, how did you get into real estate? And I always tell them the story about how we met because it's true. Most of our work was in the lifestyle branding space. And then I remember you had called us and you had said, we're looking for a PR agency. And I was pretty straightforward up front. I'm like, it's just not necessary. We don't necessarily do real estate. And you said, well, come in, let's meet anyway. And you gave us an opportunity and you gave us a chance. And, what is it, 8 years later, we're, still working together and we're friends. And I learned so much from you and I fell in love with this industry. And that is because I credit, you for that, because you've really exposed us to so much and gave us this opportunity to learn about uh, the exciting parts of real estate and development and branding buildings. And so it's a big part of what we do now.
Well, so let's go back to the early days of PR in real estate. And the point is how it changed. But when we first started, and this goes back, to the late 90s, if you had a PR person at the table, the job of that person was really to get you articles in newspapers, um, maybe some event planning, but that was sort of the gist of the function in terms of the PR function at the marketing table. I think as it developed, and I think you have contributed a lot to that, we're now talking about branding buildings. We're talking about building buildings that have a certain personality and how that gets
Yeah.
communicated. And your role as the public relations expert on the table bring a lot of expertise in helping developers translate that vision into something somebody could buy a home. And it's not just another condominium someplace, it's a condominium with personality that they love living in.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How
Well,
did you make that journey?
Well, that's exactly it. It's, the end result is perhaps some press coverage, but it's really more about like, how do we make sure we're thinking about the neighborhood that that building is in and what should the personality of that building be based on the people that want to live in that building. And so there's more thoughtfulness put towards that. And so part of what we do is not just the branding, but we're also looking at clienteling. Who are the people that want to live there? What do they care about? And then let's make sure that we create something for them that they're really excited about. Because it's not just a place to live, it's their home. And so when you look at Natasha The Residences, that's what we did. We brought like that building to life in respect to, obviously, if you think about the amenities, and a lot of the amenities are very similar to my home. I know that even when you came over and you saw the piano, and you're like, we have to have that piano, in the lobby area. And so, when you think about people that are living in the entertainment district in the entertainment area, they care about things like that. And so we were able to bring that to life because of who I am and because of the people that are going to be living there and taking into consideration, obviously, the neighborhood and the community. So, yeah.
So let's go back to the original idea of naming a building after Natasha, which was a little bit out of the box initially. And when we had our first conversation, I remember the look on your face. Um, but just picking up on exactly what you said, right? The name of a building is always very much important to us. And then the building is the one word that should tell the story. And here we had a building, dead center, epicenter of the cultural entertainment district. It's your hood. It's where you work out of this, like everybody down the street. And and if I may say so, and you could expand on it if you like, your personal reputation and lifestyle in the city, right? Quite frankly, a lot of people look at what you've done and what you've done, quite frankly, if I may say, as a woman and success in your business, and they would like to emulate your success. They'd like to emulate your lifestyle. They'd like to emulate your values, the things that you stand for. And how better to do that than to actually use your name and to be able to infuse that in the development of a building. And that's what we work very hard to do. And I think it was very successful.
Yeah, I mean, we sold what, 75% of that building over
Right
the
off the
course
bat,
of,
yeah.
a few weeks. Yeah, I mean, I take that so seriously. And I feel that when it comes to, being a role model, that's important. I want to make sure that I'm worthy of that. And so I remember when we launched the building and all the people that did purchase, they had said that. They're like, we're so proud of you and we want to, being living here or purchasing here makes us feel like we're part of that story.
Well,
And
we could
I
hardly
love
wait
that.
until it comes. We had a lot of work with the city to actually get building permits. We do now have building permits. We are going to be starting. It just happens to be they're putting trolley on Adelaide, and then there's Heritage and all that kind of stuff to box way through it. And we could hardly wait until the building gets up. And we actually look forward to, to sharing the progress of how that building will materialize, because I think it will be, at the end of the day, the jewel of the entertainment district.
Well, that neighborhood is incredible. You've got the Bell Light Box, like, a block away. You have the theaters, you have all the restaurants, you have the Shangri-La right across the street. You also have the Soho House right there. It doesn't get any better than that. And so you've got the subway, it's just the Four Seasons Center. Like, that's where you want to be. And I mean, I do have a couple of units there, as you know. So,
No, I do know. So I think people will generally know this, but I think we should talk a bit about that. You're not just a PR person. You spend a lot of your time contributing to society, whether through your participation in TIFF. I know one of the loves of your life is your school in Haiti,
yeah.
which you always do fundraisers for and you advance. Um, so tell us a little bit about the things that you do and that drive you.
Well, you talk about values, and philanthropy is a big part of, one of my values. And so, with Haiti and Artists for Peace and Justice, I started that over 17 years ago. And it was after a trip that I took to Haiti, and I could not believe how hopeful and happy the people of Haiti are, but I also couldn't believe in the devastation that they live in. And so, and I also didn't realize that they did not have any free education beyond grade 5. And so we decided, a whole group of us decided to help build the very first free high school in Haiti. And so you fast forward 17 years later, and we've helped raise over $36 million. And we've also helped send over 33,000 students to school and have provided an education for them. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of that. And that's
Have
through
those students now taken their place in 80 society?
a lot of them have. Some of them have moved to Montreal because they speak French and Creole. And so, so they have moved around. But I feel that we've at least helped them have a fighting chance to, I'd like to say, thrive in a very, very difficult environment. And so we do host a fundraiser in Toronto every year during TIFF, and it's Toronto that comes together to help us raise those funds. And we're 100% volunteer based. So you know that if you're raising money for, through APJ, we know that 100% of that money goes back.
I know,
And so
that's
I'm
great. I've
really
been at
proud of
many of
that.
your fundraisers
Yeah.
and they're always fun. And there's always great artists, especially our friend Peter Tunney.
Peter
Always
Tunney,
comes
and
up.
he's part of Natasha
That's
The
right. That's how we
Residences.
got our, like a lot of common links that we have. We have a lot of Peter Tunney's work, and
Love him.
you're a very big fan of Peter's. He comes to help you on it, and we're proud that he is the artist emeritus and is very much Natasha the building is infused with a lot of his art. He's a great guy.
He's
A great.
incredible. As
I was
soon
in New York at his gallery. He had
on
an
Franklin
event.
Street.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so much fun.
He's got the best energy. I mean, it was actually Peter and I that sat at Balthazar in New York where we came up with Artists for Peace and Justice 17 years ago. So he's a huge
Really?
part of the organization. Yeah.
Wow, that's,
And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
So tell us about TIFF. TIFF is even probably a bigger part of your life.
TIFF is a big part. So the last couple of years, we've done a partnership with People Magazine and Entertainment Weekly and Shutterstock, and puppies. Did you see the puppies? We did a partnership with Project Paws, and when the celebrities would come in, we would shoot photography with the puppies, and so in hopes of getting the puppies adopted. And so there's always a cause component and a philanthropy component to everything we do, including during TIFF. So that was super, super interesting. So every year we try and do something different, but the partnership with People Magazine and Entertainment Weekly has been a great one.
So tell us, it's no secret, and it's pretty much known that the condominium industry is going through some challenging times. But you are a person in particular who always looks forward. And looking forward, obviously hasn't been a lot of launches in the last several years, and things will turn around. They always have, and when they do, there'll be a new world. And you tell us maybe if you could share with our listeners how you see the new world unfolding.
I mean, it's interesting because I feel like there's still movement now when you're focusing on the end user. So people are still buying condos, they're still buying homes. In fact, I would say that, when you drive through, like, let's say Forest Hill or even Rosedale, there's a lot of homes up for sale because those folks are actually looking to move into a condo because they want more security. They want the ease of living in a condominium. So I feel like there's actually movement in that space when you're thinking about the end user. But I'm actually optimistic about the market. I feel that the reality is more and more people will be moving into the city because all the jobs are in the city. People are going back to work. You saw even the banks are saying that they're back to work 4 days a week. Most offices are back 5 days a week, and people need places to live. And so I just think it's going to take a little bit of time to get there, but we are a cosmopolitan city. We are right up there with New York City, Singapore, London. You look at all those places, they have a lot of towers. And so to me, Toronto is right up there with some of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. And we need to not forget that.
Well, that's great. You now represent a number of different developers and a lot of different, like, real estate projects of one sort or another.
Yeah.
So maybe just in conclusion, and it's great having your time. It was really informative. You had a client or somebody who would be picking your brains, and they would want to buy a condo for themselves. What should they prioritize? What's important?
Well, I always think of buying a condo, it's like choosing a boyfriend, or I was going to say a husband, but like let's say choosing a boyfriend. You do have to prioritize. You have to think about what actually matters to you. So is outdoor space important to you? Is having a city view important to you? The number of bedrooms, like a concierge, what actually matters to you? What are the amenities that matter to you? And so you're not going to have all of it, but you have to pick and choose like what's most important. So I remember when I was looking for my apartment in New York, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get outdoor space and a concierge and. So what's the most important? Is it neighborhood? And so it really depends on your lifestyle. And like I know for me, like having some outdoor space is always important. I want to be able to open the doors and be able to like smell the air and feel it. And so even with Natasha The Residences, I know we have the south view and all of the doors like open, and that's really important. And so you do have to pick and choose what matters to you, whether it's neighborhood, whether it's outdoor space, might be ceiling height. And so I think that if someone was asking me, I would have that conversation of how do you live your life and what matters to you the most? Because a lot of people now that are buying condominiums, they're moving from their houses, they're moving into a condominium. Security matters to them. We're working with this one client where they have these vaults, and it's like from Hendel, from Germany. And you could have this vault. So instead of putting your things in a safety deposit box, you have this vault that you can walk into and put like all of your treasured items into this vault. And so that might be really important for some people. And so you just need to make that list of priorities that matter. You should have a
That's
vault.
great. All right. Okay. Let's just in conclusion, I do have to say, and I don't know if people know this as much, but in the last several years, we were able to get like a 2-for-1 deal out of you because you have a great guy in your life, Eric,
Oh, he's the
who
best.
we became very close friends with, and very talented musician. And I see him at your side in many of the things that you do. We're so happy for you because he really is a great
Thank you.
guy. And it's great having both of you in our lives.
Thank you. Eric is amazing, and we feel the same way about you. I'm looking forward to a Friday night dinner soon. I
Okay.
always enjoy those, and so does he, and so we feel the same way. But you're a family. We appreciate you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
being with us.